There are about 10,000 or so in number in United States and about 130,000 worldwide that do not have any approved, FDA-approved, non-invasive treatment option.
All right, welcome back inside our proactive newsroom. And joining me now is Dr. Raza Bokhari. He is the CEO of Medicus Pharma. And Dr. Bokhari, it's good to see you again. How are you?
I am doing really well, Steve. Thank you for having me back on your program.
Yeah, well, good news out today. The company putting out a release talking about getting clearance by the FDA for a phase 2B trial. And this is in regards to SkinJet and Gorlin Syndrome. So why don't you give us a bit of a history lesson about what you're doing here and what this means?
Thank you, Steve. Indeed, this is a very exciting development for the company to get an FDA nod on a new drug application enabling registrational study for our SkinJet program for patients, for Gorlin Syndrome patients, which is a rare autosomal dominant disease that is manifested by several dozen to thousand basal cell lesions during the course of their life. So this is indeed a step where we believe that we are a step closer, and the probability of our SkinJet product becoming a commercial reality has substantially grown with this development.
Yeah. So this in essence allows you to take really the next step, and that's the key to this. So talk to me about what this phase 2B would sort of look like and in what you're trying to do.
So for the benefit of your viewers, just to quickly recap, our lead asset is this investigational non-invasive or minimally invasive microneedle arrays that we licensed from Carnegie Mellon and University of Pittsburgh, that we have been developing for use to treat basal cell carcinoma of the skin, which is the most common cancer. The company had completed a phase 2 study with a decision grade data set that showed a clean dose response curve and is advancing forward into an end of phase 2 meeting to get a registrational sign off for the big study. As a subset of our main program, we had approached the FDA with our phase 2 data set on the main study, that there could be an effort where a registrational study could be signed off as a crossover study, where we can take up to 50 patients that suffer from Gorlin Syndrome, which is a genetic mutation that manifests amongst other ailments with multiple basal cell lesions. And these patients, there are about 10,000 or so in number in United States and about 130,000 worldwide that do not have any approved, FDA-approved, non-invasive treatment option. And we approached the FDA. It was a bit of a bold step, and the FDA was very responsive. We had a back and forth. FDA made several recommendations to our design. We have adopted those recommendations. We will now send an updated study protocol with those recommendations incorporated and initiate this patient recruitment, hopefully before the end of this year, but certainly the first patient should be in the study at the beginning of next year, if not before the end of this year, but up to 50 patients, where if we can fulfill all the check boxes, the indication is that we can then file a new drug application for use of SkinJet in this subset of patients. So at least the product will become commercially available while we continue our quest for the bigger nodular type of basal cell carcinoma investigational process. So this is a major step forward for us.
Yeah, and just really quickly, something you mentioned on the Gorlin syndrome, when you said non-invasive, right now it's surgery, right? And someone could have multiple lesions throughout their life. So we're talking about multiple surgeries, correct?
Yep, these basal cell lesions in Gorlin syndrome patients are quite burdensome. These patients are a frequent flyers to the dermatology offices and offices of most surgeons, where they undergo repeated invasive surgical procedures, and it causes permanent scarring. It has
Mhm.
a psychological burden, and the collective burden of the disease is immense. 1,000+ lesions during the course of their life that
Wow.
are and that start in early childhood. So we also have with the FDA a rare disease, a pediatric rare disease voucher program for under review. So far, the FDA has been very responsive. We are very appreciative of the FDA's reaction to demonstrate that while we maintain scientific rigor, that
Yeah.
a product can become available for where there is a substantial unmet medical need. I would even say that they have no currently there is no approved FDA therapy available for Gorlin syndrome patients that manifest these many basal cell lesions. So this is a major step forward, and we are very excited that we are in the forefront to bring a solution for the ones that need it the most.
Yeah, important work for sure. Dr. Bokhari, thank you so much. Really appreciate the update, and we'll talk soon, okay?
Thank you again, Steve, for having me back on your program.
All right, there's Dr. Raza Bokhari, the CEO of Medicus Pharma.